Hi everyone, and welcome to Word of Grace. My name is Grace, obviously, and it's so good to have everyone here with me. Thank you for your continued support and for tuning in, and thank you for the encouraging messages that you send to me, sometimes daily, sometimes weekly, in my DMs and everywhere else. So today we will be talking about something that's been coming up quite a bit over the week for me, and that is being single, right? So a lot of people have been questioning about basically what it means to be single. Like, what does that mean? When are you ready to get into a relationship? All of those things. So I just thought I'd come and share my opinions and I guess some of the things that I've been saying to people as well. So basically, this week I was watching it was a video by a pastor, and one of the things that he said that really struck me was being single is a unique state of being. Yeah, so as a single person, you are whole, single, unique, single, intact. So a single person is not broken, a single person is not in pieces, a single person is not connected in any way to or shape or form to anything. So if you're in a situationship, if you're in all of these things, you're not single. If you're whole, if you're not whole, if you're having to work through stuff, you're not single. Being single is basically being at a point in your life where you are uniquely you, like unapologetically you. Being in a state of your life where you've dealt with all the issues that you have, whether it's trust issues, daddy issues, mommy issues, whatever the issues are, that you know that if I get into a relationship with someone with this thing, it is not going to work. It's not going to be good for either one of us. You've dealt with those issues, right? So when you've dealt with them and you can now say, you know what? I don't have these issues anymore, or these things no longer control me. Then you are proper single and ready to mingle. That's when someone can now come and be like, oh, auntie, uncle, I like you. And you can be like, okay, me too, I like you too. But until then, don't go and get into anything with anybody because you spread more hurt. One friend was sharing with me his journey, right? And basically he started off being this wholesome guy, loves life, all of those things. And at the end of his relationship with someone who was not single, someone who had their own issues that they were dealing with, at the end of being in that relationship, he realized that he had a lot of the stuff that that person had. So let's say the person had like trust issues or something. At the end of the relationship, he found that he also had trust issues. He found that he didn't trust people as much, or he just kept wondering, oh my God, this person said hello to me. Why? What are the reasons? Da, 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 da. And so that's essentially what we do when we get into relationships and we ourselves are not whole, or you're not proper single. Proper single. You basically spread your hurt. So you cause someone else to have the same issues. You know, you pass on that identity, that crisis that you're going through, you pass it on to the next person. And the greatest thing that I heard in this message was this guy said, nobody can make you whole. Like nobody. Your partner, your husband, your boyfriend, your mom, your dad, nobody can make you whole. It's an issue between you and God. You and God. You have to literally decide, okay, this issue that I have, I'm going to start working on it, and I'm going to be working on it with God as my guide, with God by my side. I'm not going to be working on it and expecting my partner to come and fix me and expecting my mom to come and fix me. Some people go through daddy issues and they never get closure. Some people go through relationships where they're torn and broken and they never get closure. They never get to speak to their partner and say, you know what, this is what you did, that hurt me. But at the end of the day, you need to be able to learn how to grow without closure, without having to sit down and say, okay, so this is what you did and this is what I did and this is how we grow and this is how we move forward. You need to be able to move on, grow up, accept what it is that you have and work on what it is that you need to work on without having to go and sit somebody down and have a discussion from here to talk about the things that are affecting you. And the best way to do that is to go through God. to take your issues, your drama, your insecurities, all of those things, to take them through God. Because at the end of the day, it's only in God that you can have your being. It's only in God that you can be whole. And so many of us are trying to be whole, trying to fix ourselves through so many things, like people think, you know what, if I go out and I do da 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 da, then someone will notice me and they'll see who I am, and all of those things. You're always expecting somebody to see the gem you under the mess you. But that's not fair. That's not a fair expectation to put on someone else. That, I know I'm a mess, but I want you to be able to see the good in me outside of the mess that I am. Imagine that. Imagine if your partner or your spouse or the person that you are like, yeah, this is the one I'm going to get married to or whatever. Imagine if they come and they say, look, I'm a mess, I'm an abuser, I'm a drunk, I'm a this, I have issues with drugs, but I expect you to see the goodness in me underneath all the crap that you see on the outside. And that's a burden and responsibility they put solely on you. Like, you find the good in me and bring it out. That's not fair. And sometimes that's what we do to people. You have all this mess on the outside, like, it's just messy, but you have all of that on the outside, right? And it's not always visible, but it's not always visible. Like, someone will see you and be like, yeah, this one, she has daddy issues. But there are things that you do that really highlight it, like bring it out, where someone's like, nah, man, there's something going on. This one has an attachment problem. All of those things, little things that we do. But you expect someone to ignore all of that and just see you in your beauty and your splendor. What if you worked on yourself and you got to a point where you're no longer controlled by those things? Yeah, it doesn't take away the fact that you had a hard upbringing and you had to work hard. Working on yourself and taking control of your story doesn't take away from the beauty of your story. So you don't have to always be presenting the hard, oh, and I've suffered, oh, and I've that, and I've that, and I've that. That's the stuff that's meant to be uncovered, yeah? But it's not the first thing that the moment someone meets you, oh, by the way, you just need to know that I'm da 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 da. That's great. Thank you for letting us know what your issues are. However, what steps are you taking as a person to work on those things? How are you bettering yourself? Not just for your future spouse or your boyfriend, but even for yourself, for your friends, for your family, for the people around you, for your work, for all the things, all the people that come in contact with you every single day. How are you bettering yourself? How are you making sure that those issues that you deal with, those very real issues that cannot be downplayed, yeah? They can't be downplayed because they're real. How do you better yourself so that people aren't affected by those things? Because what you need to know is who you are is what you bring to the table. So if you are the definition, the token child of trust issues, then you're always bringing trust issues to the table. As in, everybody that meets you ever, they are meeting trust issues. So how do you better yourself? How do you work on yourself so that that's no longer something that defines you, so that you're no longer graced with the trust issues, so that you're no longer graced with the, I don't know, whatever issue that it is that you may be dealing with? Work on yourself. And until you've worked on yourself and you've gone to that point where you're not controlled, my sister, my brother, you're not ready for a relationship. Don't attempt it. You will hurt yourself. You will hurt the person that you get into the relationship with, and you will hurt a whole bunch of other people involved. So don't do it. If you're not ready, if you're not whole, if you're not unique, if you don't find your wholeness in God, right? You're not ready for that next step of getting into a relationship, being with someone. Work on yourself. Take that time. And I said to someone as well this week that when you take time to work on yourself, it shows. Like, it really shows. It shows in the way you respect yourself. It shows in the way that you talk about yourself. It shows in the way that you portray yourself to people. Someone cannot come and talk to you anyhow because you've taken the time to work on yourself. You can say, sorry, I don't want to get to know you. It's not by force. I don't need to know you, because I can already see just from having that one conversation with you that you're not for me. And it's okay. I don't now have to entertain every single guy that slides into my DM because you've slid into the DM. Now I'm obligated to say hello and be nice. Uncle, you don't fit. Get out. And the same goes, auntie, if you're not for the guy, get out. You have no business being there. This is someone that has worked on themselves, that has gone to the point where they know, this is who I am, this is what I stand for. I am whole, I am unique in who that I am, in the person that I am. I don't need you to justify me. I don't need you to tell me that I'm good or I'm this or I'm this, because I've worked in myself. I'm a whole person. I'm wholesome. I don't need you to complete me at all. And so I can stand my ground and say, you know what? That one doesn't work for me. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. I don't have to compromise on that because it doesn't work for me. The kind of person that I am, this thing that you have, it won't work. We will clash. It's going to be a mess. So that's the kind of stuff that comes out of you working on yourself. And the truth of the matter is, yeah, we attract who we are. So you can be going through the hardest of times, and sometimes that's when you attract people that will hurt you the most, because I don't know how the universe works that way. To be honest, I wish I could explain it, but I can't. But you'll be going through stuff, and sometimes that's when you attract people that will hurt you the most, people that will take advantage of you because you're going through stuff. And that's why it's so important to actively be working on yourself, so that you're always the best version of yourself. And in that way, you attract the best people that can come and support or be with that best version of yourself. Another thing as well is, like, when you are who you are and you're not sorry about it, and you don't apologize for things that you do, as in, this is me, this is what I stand for. I don't need to apologize. I don't need you to justify me. I don't need you to make me feel better about me, because I know who I am and I'm strong in who I am, right? That's so attractive, that the person that really needs to be there to not make you whole, but to better that thing that you are now, that person will come along. And until then, you need to just make a decision and make sure that you're strong even in your decision making, because trust me, it's not, being single is not an easy thing. And anyone that says, oh, it's easy being single, it's not. It's a lie. It's not easy being single. Things will come up. Sometimes you just want to be with someone. Valentine's Day is coming. You just want someone to buy you a gift. You want to walk home to some roses, something sweet like that. Some days you just want someone to take you out on a date, and someone will say, that's why you have friends. But it's not the same with friends. There are certain things that you share with a partner that you might not be able to share with friends. All of those things. So it's not as easy as that. And it's a difficult thing, and it requires a lot of self-discipline for you to get there. But honestly, once you get there and you're firm in who you are, and you don't allow people to just say and do anything with you, it's a blessing. So I'm going to leave you with that today. Just to go and reflect. Think about yourself. Say, am I someone who's single? And not just someone who's single because I don't have a boyfriend or I don't have a man, but am I someone who's single and ready to mingle? As in, am I someone who's single and ready to have a companion, ready to have a relationship? Am I someone who's single and whole? Am I someone who's single, or am I broken to pieces? Do I have to patch myself up? And if I do, how do I begin that journey? So I'm going to leave you with that for this week, to reflect on your relationship status, where you are, who you are, and take steps to bettering yourself, basically. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Remember, you're not single until you're whole, until you don't need someone to complete you. So yeah, that's it for today. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Share these videos, comment, tell me how you feel, what you're going through, all of those things. Let's have conversations. You can reach out. I'm not the best at replying, but I promise I will try harder. And yeah, I will see you again next week. All right, so have a great week and God bless you.